What'd you say?
I think he's saying.
Did you say dad dad?
I think he's saying mama.
Did you say dad dad? Dad dad? Dad dad?
So here's a sneak peek what the weather's been like for the last 3 days in this area. I mean, just rain, rain, rain. Honestly, it's been good. Like, this is the tail end of it. I think it's gonna start sort of drifting off today because it forced us to sort of take a break, slow down, and actually sort of relax in the RV for a day or two. So we were definitely ready to get out and explore, but I don't know, it's good to have a mix. If you call this a mix.
You want to tell everybody what you did last night? What'd you do last night for the first time? What'd you do? Why are you in such a good mood? Hmm? Somebody slept all night long, didn't they?
Rissa says she woke up and freaked out. She thought,
Well,
she thought it was like she heard him.
I thought it was midnight. No, I thought he was waking up because he usually wakes up around midnight to start the night. And I thought, oh, it's midnight. I looked at my clock. It was 6:15. It felt like I hadn't even slept. It was crazy. It's the fastest night in my life.
Yeah. Like, he's getting to be where he could put the pacifier in his mouth on his own. We got like 3 pacifiers, and I don't know, like, this isn't like a critique. I don't know what's right or what's wrong as a parent, but we have like 3 pacifiers in there because he's starting to be able to reach for the pacifier. But if he's only got one, I think that's what we noticed was, like, if he can't find that one pacifier, he's gonna scream and scream and scream. And so we just put 3 pacifiers in there and he's good to go.
All I know is you slept all night.
Oh.
And you were in a good mood, aren't you? Doesn't that feel good to sleep all night?
So one cool thing about this campground is we're not only pretty close to Boston, like we're in Boston in 40 minutes, is that we're about an hour from Cape Cod. Now, say Cape Cod, it's, they use an arm, is that what they do?
We're over here, and to get from our campground, because Boston's like up here on her forehead, but to get from our campground to the start of Cape Cod is about an hour. And then if you get all the way to the tip,
Which is like P-Town, it's like 2 hours.
So we're about 40 minutes from Boston, about an hour from Cape Cod.
I want to get over here. This is where the National Seashore is.
Yeah.
And a really cool lighthouse we want to check out. Are you so excited?
Cape Cod, Cape Cod.
Yeah!
Everybody get their boots on.
In my jacket.
Except for Daddy's got his shoes.
In my backpack.
All right, get it all. Let's roll. Funny, buddy.
Help me! Help!
I had to get some Cape Cod potato chips heading there. So this is the lighthouse we're going to check out. You know I like to be festive. There's the lighthouse. Here's the seashore.
Oh, what?
It's maybe not the most beautiful beach day ever, but these waves are incredible. These birds are having fun, aren't they, Hensley? Did you find a stick?
Yeah.
Is that your treasure box right there?
Yeah. I'm just drawing stuff.
We're gonna take this little trail and find us a lighthouse.
And
Let's see. Yep. So we are going to enjoy our Cape Cod chips in front of the lighthouse. How cool is that?
cool.
It is cool. You like them?
Yep. Kind of good.
JJ's asleep in the car, so we are gonna take this time while the boys stay warm in the truck. We're gonna eat chips.
Yep.
That's one of the things I love about travel is that, I mean, seriously, like, this is just a picture that I've seen on chips and thought, oh, that looks beautiful, maybe one day. But here, it's right here. Like, we're able to get out and travel and see things. Isn't that cool that we get to see stuff in real life? Like, it's on a bag of chips, but we get to see it in real life. I just think that's one of the coolest parts about travel is you're just making stuff come to life.
I got a chip.
Oh, you got a chippy. And any excuse to eat chips, really. Come on.
Hey, look at that. Like a glove. So the dually, the thing with the dually, and again, to me, the short bed's the big thing because, I mean, you know, I'm in. And I mean, I'm as far back as I can go up against this curb. But if you can imagine, if I had a long bed, which maybe some of that would be the back part of the bed here, but still, I'd definitely be sticking out more than that. But with the dually, we're always looking to hug, just be super tight. Either this is a curb, or it's like a no parking area, so I just hug that as tight as I can to give myself as much room as I can on the driver's side. And of course, not worry as much about people like banging their door into the fenders and stuff like that. But when you back in as well, I mean, super easy to back in anyways, because you got the cameras and all that going on. But when you back in, that puts your fender back there away from the door. Instead, if you pull in straight, the fender would be like right here where it's more likely. Anyways, maybe I'm over paranoid, I don't know. I look for these things, you know, it takes a little extra thought, but if you see those spots that are on the edges, around these no parking areas, like I feel like it makes it way easier.
I read that in the 1700s, a guy told a story that his father had told him that when they got off the boat of the Mayflower, that they set a stone where they docked. So that's how they came to know about Plymouth Rock, and they're preserving it. So we're gonna go check out where the Mayflower first docked.
So eventually we'll have to follow your position for his release, basically saying,
No, get out of here. Get out of
and
here.
in Boston, they sort of come to these followers. Whatever religious salvation they can find a second.
I think this is just a third of the size that it really was. They tried to move it and they broke it twice. So
You can tell it's been patched together. Yeah, probably the coolest rock we've ever seen, right?
Essentially, the English shipwrights now Dennis on Cape Cod along Hingham. So they allowed a whole second generation to sort of scrub it.
Hensley, low tide or high tide?
Low tide.
Yeah, it's my girl.
I learned that historically they really don't think that that's really what it was.
What do you mean, the rock?
Yeah.
Oh.
They just, he said it's more probably like an embellished story that the rock was here because the rock is old enough that it was here. Whether it wasn't placed there by them, but he said it was probably more of like, it was the only boulder of its size out here, so it probably was like a, you know, a boulder that was out here that more or less the forefathers kind of met around because it was a landmark.
So it's symbolic, some stuff did happen around it, but probably not literally where the ship landed is what you're saying.
He said that it kind of happened down the road where the first person actually said like, my father heard from his father that there was a rock where they landed, and he said the rock probably was there, but it's more or less about the symbolism more than the history.
Okay. So what matters is somewhere around here that boat landed. Obviously at some point.
Well, the
somewhere.
rock was probably 20 feet from where it was. It's been moved a few times, dropped, put back together.
Yeah.
But it's been in that location since 1920, and that's when the barrier was built around it. So yeah, they landed around here, and the rock was here. So Plymouth Plantation usually has a replica of the Mayflower docked out here, but it's getting restored right now, and it's in Mystic.
So what you're telling me is, we don't have the real rock. We don't even have a replica of the Mayflower. That wasn't a replica of the rock, was it?
No, it's not a replica of the rock.
All right.
It's like he said, it's the symbolism. It's getting to this place where all this history took place and where they made a colony almost 400 years ago. I mean, that blows my mind. I mean, I know for other countries we're like a baby, but I mean, for us, that's when it all started here. That's crazy.
You're making thingamabobs with your sticks?
Yeah. What did you say? No.
Why are we carrying sticks from Plymouth?
Because I'm making wind machines.
Wind machines?
They measure wind.
Oh yeah.
So this is Linden Street.
Yeah, this is where the Pilgrims started building their houses in the 1620s.
Children?
Down this street.
Children don't build.
Well, I bet the children worked pretty hard back then.
It's just like a humbling experience to like walk where everything kind of started and think of how different things are.
Site of one of the houses built in 1621.
How crazy is that?
Wow. 7 dwelling houses were built the first year. Peter Brown's lot. On this site stood the house of William Brewster, the spiritual leader and elder of the colony. So the first settlers, known as Pilgrims, buried here. Earliest grave markers were carved of wood, did not survive. Stone markers likely used starting in the mid-17th century. Oldest stone known today, 1681, Edward Gray. 1683, what they say, oldest one was 1681?
Where did you say 1683?
So the meeting house was originally up on this hill where the cemetery is now.
So here's the site of the first fort, built in 1621. There's Edward Gray, 1681.
Papa Shark, do 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 do. Papa Shark, do 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 do. Papa Shark.
Who turned this on?
Grandma Shark,
Birthday day.
Grandma Shark, do 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 do. Grandma Hungry Sharks, do 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 do.
So from Massachusetts to Rhode Island, it's pretty crazy. It's like a 2-hour day yesterday. Pretty crazy how quickly you can hop around from state to state. And I think what blows me away that you don't think about is how close these big cities are, you know, Boston to New York City to DC, DC to Baltimore. I mean, just, they're all crazy close. But yeah, we showed up yesterday, and sometimes what I'll do when we show up, it wasn't a super long day, but still I'm like, I'll just hook the sewer stuff up tomorrow, because we're not gonna top off the tanks in one night usually, and we didn't, but, well, we weren't. Until Marissa like went crazy with having full hookups, and she took some crazy long showers, like showers and multiple. So I had to come out last night and hook up the sewer in the dark. But if you have OCD, you may not want to look at this. So this is what you don't want to do.
It's this right here.
And my thought was, I just need the tanks not to overflow for the night. I don't know if I'm gonna fix this or not. We're only staying here a couple of nights.
But yeah, typically this is not ideal.
Way too much to think about in the dark at 10 o'clock, so.
What are you making?
Well, I'm making a fruit book.
A fruit book?
Yeah. It's all about fruit.
I love this flannel.
Thank you. This book is all about fruit.
Is all, what, your Hatchimal homes? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Wow. So you get caught up on laundry? This thing's been good. Like,
at least in the East, we've had a lot of situations. This is full hookups. This is not the norm. We've mainly, when we can, which we do this a lot anyways, been looking for state parks we can fit into and that kind of thing, because typically they're going to be 30-40% less than your price. Just wait until I started filming to do that. Anything else? You good? So we've mainly looked for state parks, county parks, city parks, because
Alright, that time I was just kidding.
because they're typically 30-40% less than your private parks. And we like the bang for the buck we get with those. The caveat, is that right? Caveat? Is that a French word? Is usually they're not gonna have full hookups. Or at least I'd say half the time or more. So this is actually unusual for us to have full hookups here, but it costs more too. So, but we've had a lot of water and electric only places, and if we're only staying a few nights, we can still do a load of laundry or two sometimes, because that has like its own, I think, we're still figuring this out. I think This is on its own tank, and I think this is on the tank too. So it's pretty tough for us to fill up that tank without doing multiple loads of laundry, versus the shower and the bathroom up here pretty much has its own gray tank too.
And that's huge for us, because when we had the washer and dryer in our motorhome, we loved it, but we realized over time we were boondocking and not staying full hookups as much, and we thought, well, we're kind of, you know, we have it on board, but we're not using it because of the way that we're parking. But because this has its own like separate tank, but that's a huge deal that we're able to still use our washer and dryer even when, say, we just have like an electric hookup.
This is pretty cool. This is like our front yard here. What do you think, Hensley? You like having the windmills, your backdrop, and that fire pit's pretty cool.
Are you saying V because your stick's a V, or?
It's a V festival. V.
So we got load number 2 on the way.
My age.
What?
How are babies made?
How are babies made?
Yeah.
I just didn't expect this to come up right now.
It's kind of early, isn't it?
Well, I'll forever remember the cliff walk, because apparently I'm about to give the talk on the cliff walk. Hey, that rhymed.
Give the talk on the walk.
Yeah, we're gonna give the talk on the walk about the birds and the bees. You're not filming this. If you do, this
I'm
is
filming
for
this,
us
Marissa.
and not for anybody else.
How?
Come on, Marissa.
Oh, why don't we talk about it in a little bit and let Mommy think about it?
Look at this dump.
I heard there's some pretty nice stuff out here.
All right, so on the cliff walk, we're gonna follow this shoreline here, and we're gonna see some awesome houses from the Gilded Age. So this is like,
Mansions would be a more accurate word. But
yeah, this is gonna be like your old money right here, and they just built these huge, massive mansions from like the, what is this, 1880 to 1920s. A lot of them have just been gifted over to like, for the society to maintain them, so you can actually pay to tour some of the mansions. Maybe when the kids are ready for that, maybe one day, but we're just gonna take this beautiful walk and check it out. Yeah.
crawl to check it out.
You can't, this is the Breakers. This is one that you can pay to tour. It's got 70 rooms, like 125. Hensley, no,
we were
just
joking.
kidding.
We're not going under that.
It's got like 125,000 plus square feet.
This is starting to get otherworldly here with all this stuff. Look at that down there. That's crazy.
That's what blows my mind is, I mean, these houses were millions of dollars in the 1800s, and honestly, the houses were only used for just like summer use. Crazy to me because they're extravagant. I told you I was going to talk to you about the birds and the bees, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, there's the birds, and there was the bees.
It's that easy. Done.
It's just like that. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above and the thing called
So may have overdone it just a little bit. Got what was in the muffin, babe?
did it have the word cheesecake in it?
Yeah, cheesecake something. Cheesecake and fruit. Coconut maroon brownie. Apple crumb pie.
Just taking one for the team.
Taking one for the team, giving them our business. Doing the right thing here. This is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Like you got the foliage, water, Hensley with a high-pitched voice watching JJ. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than this. I don't know, I'm warming up to Harvest Host. I think we had this, I think I've talked about this, but we had this, what, 4 years ago? Didn't use it the entire year. We've used it twice on this route, and I mean, that pretty much makes up, well, I mean, we're not saving a lot of money because we've got a sweet tooth, but we're still saving a little money and we're getting some experiences out of it because they've got, you know, they got activities and things going on too. Over here, it's like a little racetrack thing with tricycles or something. That might be kind of cool to see if I can race Hensley or Marissa.
Oh, sure, let's go. I'm competitive. I'll race you on that. We love overnighting at Walmart just because it's super convenient, and if we're moving at a fast pace, the kids have had to slow down just a little bit. So
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, we want somewhere for them to be able to play, and it's just a great time of year to be doing these stops.
So we're gearing up for like our long haul back to Tennessee. I don't know what our pace is going to be. I don't know what we're going to do.
We'll just fill it out.
But I know we got close to 20 hours. So we'll spread it out somehow and get back. So because pretty much we haul it out to where we need to be and we haul it back because we can, you know, sort of explore the things close to our home base, you know, anytime just about.
We always like to get back and spend the holidays with family. So that's what's important to us, is just being back in time to celebrate those times. So that we've explored until it's time to start getting back.
Yeah, sort of wrapping up the Northeast. Everything from Cape Cod to Plymouth to the Cliff Walk. There's a ton to do in this area. Like, you could literally come up and do a month, maybe even 2 months, like in this little area if you wanted to.
I mean, we love the Northeast. It's been a really good mix of like history and beauty, and there's so much to do. Like you said, it's just jam-packed. In the West, it's a little more wide open.
But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, the other videos on the Northeast, I know this one, Marissa did a clip from Cape Cod with the chips. We did a clip here with some spooky pumpkins with Hensley. What's up, girl?
I'm getting JJ something to distract him, so I got him Baby Einstein.
Okay.
You got that on?
Yeah.
All right.
It's loading.
All right, we'll be in there in a second. Unless you knew how to do that. But yeah, check out, we got bonus videos we put on Patreon if you guys want to check those out that we just whip out with our iPhone sometimes. We, as in Marissa, usually. She does a fantastic job with that. So
Thank you.
it's us live, it's us in the moment. And we feel like it's a good mix for what we do with our videos.
I
so.
enjoy making these videos because it's almost like family videos, like home videos. I love it. It just can us being silly.
So we're gonna wrap things up here. Got some pretty awesome time-lapse, drone, foliage, all kinds of stuff going on here to wrap up with. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I'm like, I don't know if you see, I'm like distracted. I'm like looking around, everything around me. It's like awesome.
We've had a great time up here.
Yeah. But well, we're gonna wrap it up. Wrap some pie, probably, definitely.
Absolutely.
See what in the world Hensley's laughing at so hard in there with JJ.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys later. Wait.
Hey, what are you laughing at here? JJ's like, seriously, his face says my sister is crazy. He's like, she is so crazy.